Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Jesse Sykes, and I'm happy to give you your Unlock Your Style Thursday training tip. Now, the tip today is definitely an exercise that I like using in the lab. So definitely try to be in that creative space, that mad scientist space, making potions and they're exploding kind of space for this one. Three things I like to think of with this exercise before I even start. Attention. I like to think about intention. What am I trying to even do with this exercise? What am I trying to say or work on? And then the momentum is something I like focusing on as well, because you can end up in a really creative space and then not address it and fall out of it. So as you go along, pay attention, be aware, be present in the exercise. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a sliding scale. So it gives us some variation. So I have numbers 1 to numbers 100 for this example. Let's use a pop. Let's use a pop to show kind of what I mean by this exercise. You can assign, it's fill in the blank, so you can assign anything that you'd like for that actual exercise. So like if you're working on timing, assign timing. If you're working on levels, bring your levels into play. If you're working on meshing styles, you can put 3 different styles on the scale, 4 different styles on the scale. Just try to make it as evolve to you as possible. Don't adapt to what I'm just saying. Try to flip and kind of freak the exercise every time you do it, realistically. So with the pop, so let's say 1 is a minimal amount of effort or energy or tension. So we gotta assign those values. The middle is kind of like where I add more tension. Maybe I'm moving a little bit faster as well, and I have a little more energy or emphasis behind the pop. And then the third, the end of the scale, the 100 is hard hitting, powerful, fast. Those things are all in correlation with that number. So as you go through the scale, you can also assign some values, right? So if I'm popping, I'm just gonna use my arm for this example. A 1 could be nice and small, right? You can see minimal tension, a little reaction. And let's say I wanna go to 100. I go 1, 100, 1, 100, 1, 100, 1, 100, right? Also 100 you could add things like a reverb. So I could go 1 to 100, 1 to 100, right? So I kind of add like a shake in there as well after. So I add and layer and make it deeper. So basically you can take whatever you want on the scale, and then you can also, one thing to flip the exercise is you can divide it into smaller fractions, right? So that was a third. I could go, or that was a half. I could go a third. So I could go 1, middle, end, right? So that way it's 3 different versions of the pop. So 1, 2, 3, right? You can see the difference. I could go 1, 2, 3. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I'm just taking whatever texture, technique, dynamic style, whatever it is, and scaling it out, writing down what I want to work on with each portion of the scale, and applying that in my lab. One thing that's nice too is I can do a whole round with just the minimal, with just the 1, and see what that feels like, if that changes the way that I move, if it amplifies the music, if it builds more of a flow for me. And you can also start to like ask yourself questions while you're in these spaces. So the scale is something that's helped me a lot in my lab. It's been something that I've used for years now. Definitely, like I said, get creative with it. If you stay in your box with it, you're gonna find that it's pretty boring. But if you can assign all types of different values and textures and dynamics and just sort of go crazy on it, it's gonna make it more tangible. It's gonna make it more sticky. So yeah, let's go scale life. Scale everything in your life on the scale. But much love, you guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the tip. If you have questions, hit me up. Peace.